Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan attended Game 4 of the 2025 World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays at Dodger Stadium. The couple sat front row near home plate, both donning Dodgers caps. At some point, the couple were seen speaking to Dodgers legend Sandy Koufax. Now, the Duke and Duchess were sitting in the owner's box and were seen taking photos with Magic Johnson and his wife Cookie. Magic is a co-owner of the Dodgers. I've seen some people commenting that people on the other side are complaining that Harry and Meghan got better seats than the owner or co-owner of the Dodgers. Why do you care? These people are miserable. Ultimately, the Dodgers lost Game 4 to the Blue Jays. October has been full of Sussex sightings. And with the holiday special in November, I know we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of them in the future. Meghan's lifestyle brand, as ever, has launched its 2025 holiday collection. It features new categories like candles and sparkling wine, along with gift sets of its signature fruit spreads and honey. The new products and gift sets in the As Ever 2025 holiday collection include signature candles. The brand's first home products includes 2 hand-poured candles from California. Now, the first is number 519, which is inspired by the May 19th wedding anniversary of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Now, this candle has notes of Moroccan mint leaf, white tea leaves, and cardamom. The second candle is the 084, which pays tributes to Meghan's August 4th birthday. And this candle features a scent of fresh water lotus, earthy sandalwood, and California poppy. Now, the other product included a 2025 vintage Napa Valley limited edition sparkling wine. Other products also included mulling spice kits, which I did not expect to see, but yeah, I got me some of those. Other items include the signature fruit spread gift set, which is a box set featuring orange marmalade, the best-selling raspberry spread, and the new strawberry variety, which many of us predicted from the little videos that Meghan had provided before the launch. The other set that I was super excited about was the honey set. So it has the sage honey with the honeycomb. Then you have the honey duo gift set, which contained the jar of wildflower honey and a jar of orange blossom honey. And as someone who had not been able to get her hands on the honey, that was my first product that I put in my cart, and I was so excited to get the gift set of the honey. I got the gift set of the spreads. I didn't get the sparkler because I'm really not into alcohol like that. I did get the rosé before and gifted those. So I got the mulling spice kits. I got the gift set of the spreads. I got the gift set of the honeys and some of the other products that were available, like the teas. So excited to get those items, and I can't wait until I have them in my hands. Before the launch, Meghan shared a video of her at the computer, and as you can see, there's Pula and there's Mama Mia resting cozily right next to their mama. So if you were able to get items, and I saw a lot of people's screenshots and they went in. I'm talking about like hundreds, and some people like 1,000 or like 1,000 plus worth of items today. People were going crazy. So if you did get anything, let me know. What did you get? Now, Meghan recently interviewed 15-year-old Avery Colvert, the founder of the Altadena Girls organization. This interview will be featured on the November 2025 philanthropy issue of Town and Country magazine. Now, the interview covers a wide range of topics, and if you're interested, like I said, it's going to be in Town and Country magazine.
Especially when you're a girl and you lose your bedroom. You don't have any of your stuff anymore, your clothes, your makeup, all that, everything. And I feel like with that, you lose a piece of your identity. And I wanted to find a way to bring back that piece of their identity, to maybe restore a sense of normalcy. So that's where Altadena Girls started.
How I got involved with Altadena girls was after the fires happened, a lot of my friends' home was burned down. So I decided to create care packages for them. And on Instagram, I seen that Avery posted that she was doing something called Altadena Girls, and I decided that I wanted to help more people than just my friends and help out.
Helping others and giving back to the community, it's something that I can't really put into words. It's not just something that you can describe, it's more about how it makes you feel. Even though it might seem small, at the end of the day, it makes someone else's life or makes them feel better. Even if it's just for a moment, you still had an impact on their life in a positive way.
I learned from Avery and Altadena girls that you don't have to have like status or have tons of resources to make a difference. Just an idea and having good intentions is enough to like kickstart whatever you're trying to do. And eventually, if you care enough and people around you care enough, it'll grow into something bigger.
Now, of course, this is not the first time that Meghan has engaged with teenage girls to highlight their efforts and discuss important topics. In 2020 podcast appearance, Meghan and Harry were guests on a teen-led podcast called Teenager Therapy to mark World Mental Health Day. Then in 2024, at a charity event, Meghan and other celebrities participated in a workshop for teen girls at Girls Inc. of Greater Santa Barbara to launch a new digital wellness program. The Prince Andrew saga shows no sign of slowing down, and recently that resulted in Charles being heckled while out and about doing an engagement. In the video footage from the event, the heckler asked Charles, "How long have you known about Andrew and Epstein? And have you asked the police to cover up for Andrew?" Personally, I feel like the palace, Charles, etc., are still handling Andrew with kitty gloves. And they know that the misdirection of the conversation, like I said in the last video, they're focusing on the titles and the home situation and not on the serious accusations at hand. And there have been people who are saying, but why do they continue to cover for Andrew?
Somebody please spill the tea on what Prince Andrew and Fergie have on the royal family. I want to know, because they agree to move out of like the royal house, but they get Frogmore in another place. I want to know. They got something. They got something. I mean, and of course they all have to be renovated. What they got? Spill the tea.
Recently, the latest topic has been about a photograph that was supposedly taken at Royal Lodge. And we've all seen this photo over the years, right? It's Jeffrey, it's Ghislaine, and it's that other one. What's his name? Weinstein? All prolific, well, you can fill in the blanks. I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. Again, I feel like this is just smoke and mirrors. This is a photo that we've seen long before. We've seen many photos of these people in the throne room, in the Queen's log cabin. So this is not a surprise. And again, I feel like it's just more smoke and mirrors, because the more people are focused about a photograph and the titles and the Royal Lodge, the more they're not talking about the serious issues at hand. Quite frankly, I'm getting a little tired of it.
Well, let's just look at this photo, the key photo in this story, Victoria. The date is July 2006. The occasion is Princess Beatrice's 18th birthday. It was a masked ball. This picture is not new. We knew Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell there in the mask all attended this event, but the event was at Windsor Castle up the road. We've now been able to confirm that this image was in the back garden of Royal Lodge, and that before the main event, these three characters were among a small number of people brought to attend a sort of smaller drinks event. So for the first time, we're able to say that Prince Andrew hosted Weinstein, Epstein and Maxwell at Royal Lodge. Royal Lodge, of course, his home that is publicly owned, where he effectively lives rent-free, although he has, we should say, spent millions on restoring it and on its upkeep. Prince Andrew has not responded to a request for comment, but a bit of important context, Victoria, on the timing of this. 2 months before this image was taken, a arrest warrant was issued in the United States for Jeffrey Epstein a minor, and very soon after this image was taken, he was arrested in Florida. In terms of the prince's awareness of that, he said in his Newsnight interview, which is now, 6 years ago, he was unaware of an arrest warrant when the invitation to the party was issued. He only found out when there was media coverage, and Jeffrey Epstein did not mention that arrest warrant.
The current king keeps throwing his unalived mother under the bus for everything that he doesn't want to answer for. Now, I have been blaming her for being a terrible mother, and please let me add Prince Philip in there because, yes, he was also a terrible father, and he bears blame as well, half the blame. I mean, literally, they both bear half the blame for the way that their children turned out. But it's so funny to see how the current king, after honoring his mother for all of her life's work, is now saying that she was pretty bad at the job. When in reality, he, Charles, has the ability to sideline Andrew, but can't because Andrew clearly has dirt somewhere and somehow on Charles. Because if Andrew had dirt on Queen Elizabeth, it wouldn't matter anymore because she is no longer around. So clearly, there is something about Charles, and I think we have a couple different guesses, like the suitcases full of cash, for one. Stuff like that, where King Charles doesn't want it to get out, and so he has been nicer to his brother than he has needed to be. But in also throwing his mother under the bus, desecrating her memory, it's kind of ridiculous.
Charles was heckled over Andrew yesterday. Good that some people like me are still holding the British non-working royal family to account. On a side note, before we start this one, why do royalists like this lady here always look like a side of gammon? They all look the same. Very weird. Anyway, let's get to the point. What would it take for the royalists to stop supporting the royals? What bad information would they need? And let's look at Charles's rap sheet over the last 12 months. Just off the top of my head. Charging the NHS tens of millions of pounds when Charles and William are already billionaires and do not need the money. Access to 360 homes. Yes, the royal family have 360 private buildings or residences. Charles ignored all the allegations about Andrew, actually deflected and diverted the press and protected him. Not a good look. Charles knew about Andrew not paying rent. Same for other minor members of the royal family. Charles has not done anything about it. Charles has not paid any form of inheritance tax or income tax. On the day today where we've got world record numbers of kids growing up in homeless situations, living in hostels, world record hit today, Charles is allowing William and Catherine to purchase, rent, lease, whatever, their fourth forever home. Eco-lies. Charles makes himself out to be an environmental warrior, flew his 3.5-ton limo out to the smallest country in the world, Vatican City, so he could use it out there. Also gets his helicopter to follow him when he uses the royal train so he can get the helicopter back. And that literally, guys, is off the top of my head. Charles lives in a fantasy world, a fairy tale world of unlimited time, resources and money. He doesn't want to rock the boat. He won't do anything about Andrew. His only ambition is to protect the future of the royal family so people and his family can continue on this gravy train. So there's your answer. What would Charles have to do for the royalists to stop supporting them and see the truth? I've literally no idea.
Now, I saw this story a few days ago, but I really didn't pay attention to it because when it comes to like William and Kate, I really don't care to talk about them that much unless I'm making a connection to like the hypocrisy or the leaking or the double standards, things of that nature. But I saw some screenshots and conversations that people were having about this particular topic. So apparently, William requested vegan-only menu for Earthshot, and a famed Brazilian chef said, no, I'm not doing that. No, thank you. So some royal fans were talking about it, and in response, someone provided screenshots saying William and Kate and their family in general hunts. Right? So it's a little hypocritical for him to be so focused on a vegan only menu, but you hunt. Secondly, the conversation about Kate's non-attendance at the Earthshot again, because she wasn't at the last one, and apparently she's not going to be at the upcoming one as well. So this royal fan said, no surprise, the last time Catherine attended Earthshot ceremony was in 2022 in Boston, and I still think it will be a while before she takes her first trip abroad since her cancer diagnosis in 2024. And it wasn't a cancer diagnosis, it was precancerous cells. Anyway, and this person responded, but Kate went to ski in France twice. She went to sunbathe in Mystique and scuba diving in Greece. So she can indeed make those trips abroad when it's for leisure, but not when it's for work. You know what? She's got a point.
As far as I'm concerned, the current scandal that's happening right now in the royal family isn't just about that man and his ex-wife. It's also about the royal family collapsing under its own contradictions. What do I mean? If you look closer, you see a family that's at war with itself. So you have the other brother and his wife moving to a new Windsor home, and you also have that uncle actually demanding that he lives in Frogmore Cottage, Harry and Meghan's former home, and he wants his ex-wife to have Adelaide Cottage. And it's, for me, it's like watching the Titanic rearrange the deck chairs. Everyone is still fighting for position while the ship, that is monarchy, is sinking. Behind the scenes, this is a PR war. Each royal household has its own media machine, its own spin doctors, its own narratives, and its own set of royal reporters. And that's the danger, because you have a family that is supposed to be built on unity, but it's divided by strategy. They can't silence the past anymore. The Epstein connection, the public backlash, the double standards, it's all too visible. These were things that were buried under the former monarch. But right now, all the cracks are showing. The British people are beginning to see what's really behind the crowns, the tiaras, the carriages, the power games, the self-preservation, and more importantly, the zero accountability. And that's why this scandal actually feels final. This is why this scandal feels different, not because it's the worst scandal that's ever happened to that family, because heaven knows it's not, but because it's the one that stripped away every illusion. We're not watching a royal family anymore. We are watching an institution eat itself alive.
You say to him, okay, you can continue to live as you live. You don't have to work. You don't have to do nothing. Just, still live in your mansion, still do what you want to do. Harry, what do? You evict him from Frogmore Cottage, where he paid for the renovations. you remove his security detail, and he was born into as a prince. And don't forget that you, for years and years, used Harry as the media fall guy. When his mom passed, he was the little boy walk behind his mother's casket. All of that good publicity that you've used got through him all those years. Now he has a threat on his life, because all those years, you put him in that position. So now he's famous. Everybody knows him. Anytime he goes everywhere, people are there looking for him, wanting to take pictures with him. Okay, Prince Andrew hasn't done much of anything in life. Has a big scandal, little itty bitty scandals. Okay, taking money from foreign sources. You don't know what's going on. He gets to live at the Royal Lodge. That's a mansion that costs millions of dollars. Prince Harry was living in a cottage that he had to renovate. Prince Andrew is left alone to live in the mansion. Prince Andrew, you say to the public, oh, we're going to remove his security, but you pay for his security. Harry, no security at all. Okay, and it even gets worse. Harry says, okay, so you're not going to pay for my security, but when I come to Great Britain, when I come to the country of my birth, the country that people sees me, that people follow after me, that people want to be everywhere I'm at, the paparazzi is looking at everything I do. When I come to my home country, I want to pay for my own security. Okay, y'all not going to pay for my security. Let me pay for my own security, because I need security at a certain level to be safe because of what happened to my mother. Remember? My mother, the one that you decided that I should walk behind her coffin. I now need high levels of security because of what happened to her, and I'll pay for it. And he sues for permission to pay for his own security. And he still loses. And now you have Tale of Two Princes, Andrew, who all this time you've been paying for his security. All this time. The only threat that he has is some of the tracking him down, wanting answers. You've been paying for this dude's security the whole time. The people of England are not following after Andrew. They're not trying to take pictures with Andrew. They're not trying to do anything with him. But this whole time, he's had security. And Prince Harry, has had no security. You see what I'm saying? The Tale of Two Princes. So now, when we know how deep this Epstein scandal goes, we wonder, royal family, how did you justify doing so much, making sure that Prince Andrew's every wish was met, and then basically throwing Harry out because he said, look, hey, me, my wife, we need a different thing. We will pay for our own living expenditures. We will continue to serve, but part-time. Sometimes we'll be out of the country. And they were like, no, you can't do nothing. We don't want you to work for free. If you don't want to do service with us, forget you. Meanwhile, Andrew hadn't worked in years. He ain't never worked. Matter of fact, the way Andrew's life is gone, it should be what makes you say, look, let Prince Harry be half in, half out. Because when a spare is fully in, sometimes they don't have a purpose and they fall into some foolishness. Okay? So that's what makes this scandal even more horrific, is you see how one person is treated versus the other person. So now everybody's hearing, oh, he's going to lose the opportunity to be in the Royal Lodge. They're making it so that he will choose. Like, for example, they're making it so that he chooses to not use his royal title, to give him face. He's going to choose to live Royal Lodge, and the royal family will secretly support him living in Switzerland for the rest of his life in some chalet, right? Versus Prince Harry, no money, no support. You know, he got to do the best he can. But hey, he's made it. He's making it. He's doing what he needs to do. So that is how I see this scandal. The Tale of Two Princes. The royal family will choose who they support or choose who they do not support. And it's not even based on how the severity of the scandal. It's just based on who they care for, who they siding with. Now, us black people, we think it's racist. We think this is racism because how in the world if you treat him this bad? No security. You evicted him from his house, and this one, Prince Andrew, you've given him no consequence. And the only reason why he's getting consequences now is because it's getting so big, and it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, right? So that is my tale of two princes. A tale of two princes. The Prince Andrew and Prince Harry scandals, allegedly, right? So, Prince Andrew, this whole entire time, all these years, has had this Epstein thing looming. It just didn't happen now. Now it's coming out. But the royal family has known about this for years and years and years, okay? So now let's see how Prince Andrew was treated versus Harry. Harry, imagine somebody going to their boss and say, hey, even if the boss is a relative, hey, I have to take a break from this, or I'm going to need to be part-time, but you don't even need to pay me, right? My wife is not handling this well. She's having mental health challenges. I need a break from this, okay? So I'm going to be part-time, right? But I'm going to do what I can, but you don't need to pay me. I will do this for free. Okay, so Prince Andrew, juxtapose that. He's having to take a break from royal duties because he's embroiled in a scandal with
Duchess of Sussex just dropped her first ever holiday collection for As Ever, and honestly, it's less about celebrity and more about curation, ritual, and quiet confidence. The collection dropped on asever.com yesterday to much fanfare, and we see Meghan moving a bit from the lifestyle space into the luxury space. So she's offering hand-poured candles, she's offering California honey, fruit spreads, mulling spices, and a new one, a 2021 limited edition California Brut. Each piece carries meaning, which makes a lot of sense for Meghan because she's super, super intentional. So one of the candles is called 519, which is a nod to her wedding date to Prince Harry. And one of the teas is called 084, which is a nod to her birthday, August 4th. And what makes this drop super interesting is that it's not about the products, it's about the philosophy. Everything that Meghan does is intentional, like I said, but this is more focused on the feeling of the products. How are these things going to make people feel rather than just selling things to sell things? And as I've said before, Meghan is the queen of restraint. She could have been doing a lot of things and slapped her name on them, but she's done things super strategically in a way in which she knows people will love and appreciate. What I love about As Ever is that it's not about Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. It's about Meghan, the woman who is grounded, intentional, and quietly in control of her own story. So pardon me while I get my credit card. And just like every single thing Meghan has put out, this will sell out in a heartbeat and make the UK tabloid writers cry. Or maybe they'll be happy because they'll be selling papers.
And with that, we've come to the conclusion of today's video. Wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye! Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.